Hello everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It's 8 o'clock. Okay, 8:02 a.m. GMT +1 here in Nigeria. Okay, and I'm just going to. Today is Tuesday. Okay, uh, Tuesday morning. It's the London session, and I'm just going to show you guys what we are looking to see on the Euro USD today. Remember, today it's our potential day for entry. Okay, during the late New York session. But then let's just do a quick analysis for those of you who are scalping, who want to scalp the London session. Okay, let's just see quickly what the market is doing. Okay, now this is the dollar index. Remember, this was the markup for last week, and this was the first markup for last week. And remember, we didn't take any trade last week because our signature played out on the wrong day. Okay, so for this week, you could see how the market slided into this institutional reference point, which I marked on the higher time frame. So let's quickly look at the higher time frame. Let's look at this on the 1 week time frame, and then let's see what was actually marked here. Okay, we outlined a point here, which remember, we have this volume imbalance. So let's look at the daily and see if this was a significant point here. So beautiful, you could see that on the daily time frame, this was actually this was a fair value gap, right? And look at how price slide into this fair value gap right here. This is a high probability point, markup point, because we have a bullish order block resting right into this fair value gap. Okay, two confluences, and if you drag this again, you will see that price was resting around this break of structure here, this previous day high. So beautiful. So price rejected here, pushed up. We see a buying pressure right here. Price came down again, showing us okay, retested back. Okay, so let's look at, you could see that I forecasted that we are going to look to buy. Okay, because price hasn't really gotten to the first time it got to this OTE level, it even touched it. So this will be a pool of liquidity for us to see price raid into. Okay, long time. All right, so this is another very key region we are looking at, this markup right here, because we have a lot of inefficiency which we look out to see price fill in. Okay, so long term. So this is the dollar index, mind you. So we are looking to buy the dollar index, but let's look at the 1 hour time frame if we could see more reasons. Okay, beautiful. This is the 1 hour time frame, and what do we see here? You could see that market opened here. Yesterday was Monday. Look at what happened. Market opened, gapped down, and then moved down, okay, into this markup right here, cleared out pool of liquidity here into this higher time frame fair value gap. What then happened? The market consolidated. Remember the AMD concept, accumulation, the concept of accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So now that we've seen the market form some kind of form of accumulation, okay, we hope to see some manipulation between the London session, okay, between the London session and the New York session, and then we intend to see the real distribution during the late New York session. Okay, so what I'll be waiting to see, remember our target is to buy the dollar index, so I'll wait to see a sell. I'll sell a push to the downside. Okay, a push to the downside to clear this low here, and to clear perhaps this very low here. Okay, so as soon as price does that and slide and rest on this, it will likely rest on this trend line, or clear the liquidity here and give an impression of the sell continuing to the downside as a form of manipulation before we see the real distribution to the upside. Okay, so immediately I see that after the New York session, it will be a reason for me to what? A confirmation for me to buy the dollar index as far as I'm concerned. Okay, then we'll do the opposite on Euro USD. So let's look at Euro USD. Okay, I said for those who are scalping, you go down to the 15 minutes time frame. So you'll be looking to sell this morning, looking to sell short term, right? You are selling short term because the obvious direction is a buy direction. It's a point to begin to think buy, think towards the buy side. So let's look at this. Let me take out this so that you can see clearly what's going on. Beautiful. So this is the New York session, this point that opened. Okay, so what do we see here? This is the 15 minutes time frame. We see a breakout structure here. We saw a breakout structure here. What did the market do? Market retested into this fair value gap right here. So if you scalped the New York session, the London session rather, okay, this is what would be your, would have been your entry somewhere here, right? 50% of the fair value gap. Then your stop will be above this, and your take profit will it be internal or external? We don't see any point of reference right here. Okay, but I will advise you take your profit 50% of this rejection block right here. Why? Because this bullish rejection, this block right here, there's a strong rejection right here and long buying pressure right here. Okay, so the market is likely going to hit that and reverse pull back to the upside, okay, before we see subsequent sell to the downside. Okay, so you could take 1:3, 1:3, that's 3.5 risk to reward. Okay, risking 1%. All right, that would have been your smooth entry. Okay, so yeah, beautiful. And if yeah, basically that's it. So let's look at the 5 minutes time frame. And if you're the type that take your entry at the opening of the London session, then perhaps this would have been your entry. Okay, but our advice, this would have been a better, much more better delivery. We'll give you much more better delivery rather than waiting for this pullback right here, because we have an IOFED right here. So you would have been expecting price to, this will have been the pullback that will react to off this zone, and then this would have been your sell here, but the market decided to do its own thing. Okay, perhaps for some other brokers you see some you see price weak, form a long wick into this point to get your sell right here at the opening of the London session. Okay, you stop right here and then you slide down to the same objective or to the pool of liquidity right below here. Okay, so that would have been your entry objective, but for me, I swing trade, so most times I don't scalp. Okay, but so you can see that everything in the lower time frame is controlled by the higher time frame initiative. All right, so basically that's the dollar index. Okay, we will sell short term to buy, selling short term to buy. So let's look at the Euro USD. Let's see what the Euro USD is doing. Euro USD should be doing the opposite. Okay, so if we're looking to sell short term to buy on the Euro USD, we should be looking to buy short term to sell. Good. So I've carved in my entry for the late New York session. Okay, but for now, you could see that that markup, this was the point of interest, and you can see how price is rallying to that point of liquidity, that drawn liquidity. Okay, so let's see what's going to happen. And then if you are scalping the London session, you could see that we have a break of structure right here, this point here, we have a break structure was broken right here. Then we have a fair value gap here. What did price do? Price retested into 50% of this. Okay, that would be your entry if you had gone, if you are a scalper, and your stop loss would just be below this swing low right here, the previous low. Okay, all right, so now that you have price return into this fair value gap, which is in confluence with what a bullish order block, is a strong reason to buy, guys. So if you're buying, where will be your target? First objective target right here, liquidity pool right here. Okay, you target all of this low resistance liquidity. Okay, all of this low resistance liquidity, right? And you could see how price cleared all of those highs, all of them, into this point, where we have this form of is it yeah, bearish bearish mitigation, not mitigation, sorry, bearish bearish block right here. It's bearish. Okay, breaker block, yes, this bearish breaker here. You see how price tapped into that point. Okay, but obviously that's not a point of rejection. We could see a little bounce of that region to the downside, and maybe to the downside before reaching this drawn liquidity, right, which we are hoping to use as our entry for the late New York session. So we may likely see a sweep on liquidity, this liquidity here. Price will go and clear it and begin to consolidate and maybe retest, do a lot of consolidation into the late New York session, and that is when we will look to enter our sell for the Euro USD. So for this week, that's my anticipation. I'm anticipating a sell week. Ultimately, I'm anticipating a sell week. Okay, much later. And if we don't get our entry today by the late New York session, then we'll anticipate to get it tomorrow. Okay, but from the fundamentals which I observed that was yesterday. Okay, if you've not watched the video, go back to the channel, the last live class I did yesterday, 19th of May. Okay, you'll see that from the fundamentals on Tuesday, we don't really have high impact news during the early hours until 1:30, and then that's on card. It has nothing to do with so it's not related to the US dollar, USD, and euros. Okay, so we don't have any news related to the euros today. So that's the more reason why we may likely have a consolidation. Okay, consolidation as soon as price clears that high objective. So you can see how I'm combining the technical analysis with the fundamental to be able to get a insight on as to what will likely happen, so that I'll know how and when to position myself to make most in the market. Okay, you see that tomorrow I'll observe news on the GBP by 7. Okay, so that may trigger a little liquidity. Okay, because of the data. Okay, And then okay, Thursday it's actually the massive move, the massive delivery we're expected to see, most especially in the London session. So I will look to take out my trade if it goes in my direction. If it goes in our direction, we'll look to take out our trades during the late London session on Thursday. Okay, before we begin to see the reversal during the New York session, okay, which will likely reverse into Friday. Okay, so that is my anticipation for the Euro USD. Okay, so you could see that price delivered. You see that price delivered about 44 pips here this morning. Okay, 44 pips this morning. All right, so that was a smooth ride, beautiful ride. Okay, so let's see what's gonna happen much later. I'll keep you updated if our signature plays out much later during the late New York session. I will do a video and keep you updated. All right, have a nice day ahead, and make sure you like and subscribe this channel so that whenever I drop a helpful video like this, okay, it's going to benefit you, and also share with others. Okay, don't be greedy. Okay, share with others so that they can also make the use of most of this content, rich content I'm posting. Okay, so see you, and God bless you. See you later. Cheers.